For sure. Thanks, Nana, for the introduction. And I'd just like to thank everybody who's taking part in this conversation because governments and companies are both starting to realize that we cannot exist in complete exclusivity. And so interoperability, which is the subject of today's discussion, is going to play a very crucial role for streamlining internal processes, not just in energy, but in all industries thinkable. So as Nana mentioned, I'm with SUNCONTRACT. We're a peer-to-peer blockchain-based retail level energy trading marketplace. And yeah, we've implemented our business model on national level in Slovenia for the last 2 years. And we are now working towards entering new markets and connecting these markets for cross-border energy trading. So EU really fascinates me because in so many ways it's very open when it comes to transportation, when it comes to trade, but it's very closed when it comes to retail level energy sharing, energy trading, anything related to energy at the retail level. EU is closed. So for example, somebody in Slovenia cannot buy energy from somebody in Europe, from somebody in Italy. And so we have so many exciting possibilities and we have so much we want to do, but then due to some of these interoperability challenges, we need to tackle them in order for us to be able to do so. I'm going to go quickly over the challenges and some of our recommended solutions, and Nana, I'll try to stick within the 5-minute time frame. So we'll start with the legal challenges. And so basically the first one I'm going to talk about is the GDPR blockchain paradox. I call it a paradox because really that's exactly what GDPR and blockchain are. GDPR, on the one hand, it's based on an underlying assumption that in relation to every data point, there's at least a legal person or entity who is in place to enforce the rights under EU data protection law. Blockchains, on the other hand, they have a completely different approach. They seek to decentralize, which makes allocation of responsibility and accountability very unclear to those in the sector who have to operate within the constraints of GDPR. So our recommended solution is regulatory guidance because there is not enough legal certainty as to how various elements of European data protection law ought to be applied in the context of blockchain. And it becomes even more unclear when different distributed ledger technologies are tasked to communicate with one another. So the second one is governance interoperability. Like I said, we're trying to do cross-border energy trading, and typically digital identity systems in global supply chains operate in cross-border fashion. But then here we are in the energy sector where national regimes take divergent approaches to legislate and regulate digital identity, and they do this specific to their jurisdictions. So this is posing a big problem for us when it comes to scaling and exchanging of energy data cross-border. Our recommended solution for this is formulation of uniform legal rules across jurisdictions on a global scale, or at least continentally within Europe. We believe that these legislative efforts can enable legal environment for electronic exchanges of energy data cross-border. So I'm going to quickly talk about technical interoperability, and I'd say one of our biggest technical barriers is just the lack of a standard of governance in the sector. The industry has really yet to create well-established data standards that are understood and accepted by all related partners. So there have been standards by traditional standard-making bodies that have multiple blockchain solutions, but still to this date, there is no identity, data, and event standardization that exists. So we believe that the creation of these standards will create trust in the technology, which would in turn progress the market and increase adoption. So, with all this being said, and while we see the importance of standardization of technical solutions such as oracles and connectors, sometimes I do also like to play devil's advocate and ask myself, do we really want to create the standards before the technologies mature? Some would say, moving too quickly towards standards could curtail further innovation because standards might force us to shape what sort of innovations occur, and in so doing, they may prevent certain questions from being paused, and in so doing, they may prevent given questions from being answered. So at the end of the day, though, I guess what matters is that we're having these conversations because through these conversations, we can have potential breakthroughs. Nana, I know we're short on time, so I'm gonna wrap it up.